What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Bitcoin today. Hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't. We're going to jump right into this right now, so buckle up and get ready. I'm going to pause the music. We have had quite the volatile week, haven't we? We're sitting at $62,726 or thereabouts as of right now. And a lot of people are wondering, is that the low? Are we going to go lower? You know, I'm here to tell you my opinion is that was not the low. I do think that we are very near our low, but I don't believe that is the low. I think that we have one more drive down, and that's it. If I'm wrong, well then yes, absolutely, that's the low. But we would need to see more to confirm that. You know, first off, breaking this lower high trajectory, let's get up a little bit more and continue. You know, even if you get up higher and then you continue to like consolidate whatever, that's okay. Just really, you wouldn't want to get back below this line. You'd want to stay above that line. But at the moment, I don't know where to draw the fib. I would say maybe this relative high here to this low. We're at the 61869 area, a common area to pull back from, actually. If we take it from this high even, we're kind of right above the 382, also an area we could pull back from. Hard to say. What's not hard to say is the daily RSI looks very bad and would suggest we go lower. However, we have today to kind of prove that. So we have 20 hours left. If today can close green, if we can continue to move higher, this RSI the readings will at least climb, and we can potentially break this lower high trend that we're in. However, if we do reject here, that would look like we're going to see this oversold zone again, or at least a higher low of sorts with a lower low in price. And I would expect that could take us down to about, is that right? Yeah, about 55K to 52.5K, somewhere around there, probably just below 55K, but then 52.5K, right around that area, right? And that could happen next week, could happen the week after, but very soon, sometime this month is what I'm thinking. If we look at the 4-hour candle, this one is going to close in 40 seconds. So hey, we'll have it on the chart here on the video. Obviously on the chart. This does not look good. What I could say is, I mean, even though you're only down 0.33%, you've got 30 seconds to fix it, I guess. But rejecting off your green line and rejecting the overbought zone, that's not a good look, man. It's really not a good look. So that to me tells me that today might actually go red, more red than we're at now. Curious to see. We got 10 seconds left, so might as well just let it play out. Yep, I think we're going lower, guys. I think BTC is about to correct. That might come as a shock to some of you because I just made a very bullish video on Bitcoin Cash. I said Bitcoin Cash found its low. If I'm wrong on that, it goes down like another 20 to 30 bucks from its relative low, but I don't think I will be. And I'm very convinced, actually. Sorry, I've got all these different tabs pulled up. Very convinced that Bitcoin Cash has found its low, and that to me does not hinder my beliefs that BTC has not found its low. I know a lot of you might be like, how does that even make sense? What are you even saying? Bitcoin's going to go lower, but Bitcoin Cash won't. Don't you know how altcoins work? Don't you know how Bitcoin works? I know, guys. I know. Most of the time, when Bitcoin goes down, altcoins drop more most of the time. But I also know the relationship between BCH and BTC. And it's not always like this, but generally, like 70% of the time or more, Bitcoin finds its high after Bitcoin Cash does. Bitcoin finds its low after Bitcoin Cash does. And if Bitcoin Cash found its low here, that tells me Bitcoin has a little bit lower to go. And probably in time. Again, it might not be today. Today it just might be the mark of starting more downside. I really do think a red day and just continuing down for the next like few 4-hour candles would solidify the idea that is not the low. But yes, I do believe that Bitcoin can drop while Bitcoin Cash does not. I mean, Bitcoin Cash will still drop, just maybe not as much. I think Bitcoin, BTC, is going to move to 54.7K to 52.5K. It's my genuine opinion. If we can get a green day today, it wouldn't even need to be that green, but like 2%, 3% to the upside. If we can get up to like 65K, that'd be very encouraging. Break this kind of bearish structure we have in the RSI. Until then, I'm bearish, man. I am bearish. 4 hour looks strong, but it's about to look weak. It really is. Yeah. Time will tell. But that's my thoughts, man. So if you like the video, hit that like button and subscribe. I am going to go over some stuff. If you want to stick around, I'm going to play the music and BS a little bit. You know, having a hard time, you guys, with this cycle. There's all kinds of things being tossed around. The idea that that Bitcoin is moving faster than it had in the previous cycle because we're at new all-time highs. Before the halving, you know. It's a pretty good point. Being at new all-time highs. But I was looking at something. I'm trying to think what I was looking at. Where the trajectory that we're on now, to me, seems slower than the last cycle, but maybe that's what it was, right? From high or low to high here, we went up about 340% from December to June. So about 6 months, right? 340%. Well, here we are. It took us to do that same kind of growth. It took us till this week here. And that was November of 2022. We went a whole year and a half afterwards. So half a year to a year and a half to achieve those same things. On the other hand, you know, if you look at it like this, we go to May when the halving was, we were only up 218%. Where here, if we go to April 20th, where the halving was, would have been, I guess, this week here, we were up 330%. So are we moving faster? I mean, there's yeses and nos to that. We definitely didn't have this whole COVID correction that we did last time, but we have been moving up, not nonstop. You see the difference, right? Where this was a nonstop trajectory upwards. I'm going to delete all that. And then this here was up, consolidation, up, consolidation, more consolidation, more consolidation, and then up, consolidation, up. Right? It was more methodical than the last cycle's initial run up. So that's why I think it's more sustained. That might be why we're moving faster. As boring as it can seem at times, I mean, relative to where we were during the last cycle's halving, we are moving faster. You know, being above the high or not. And at the same time, you know, I think a lot of people are looking at this all wrong. They're saying that being above this high implies that the cycle's moving faster, implies that we're going to end it faster, and I just don't see that being true. I think this cycle is speaking very plainly and directly to all of us, saying that it's going to be strong, and it's going to be stronger than last cycle. That's what I think it's saying. I don't think it's going to be like a bright star and it just burns faster. You know, I don't think that's what it's going to be. I think it's going to be right on par for what this cycle should be, which is a run up to about $500,000. And I'm not going to go into extreme details into it because I do this all the time when I talk about BTC, but the idea is that we hit the 2272 of this extension here, 433,000. I feel like it should be higher than that. Oh, there we go. I wasn't at the low. There we go. 462,000. And oftentimes we do go just above it, actually, so about 500K. And it's a nice look, what we're doing right now, you guys. Man, I didn't even see that. That's right off the 886. Who knows, man? That could have been the low. That really could have been the low, but at this point in time, I'm not impressed. I want to see more before I'm convinced, and what I'm seeing right now does not convince me. I'm going to throw on the ribbon, and then we're going to be done with this for real. I just wanted to get the initial idea out there and then ramble for a second. Truth be told, you guys, I wanted to go live tonight, and I couldn't. It's not in the cards, but that's okay. Might be why I'm feeling a little talkative right now. BTC looking like it's flipping its daily ribbon. That's not a good look, honestly. And we tend to get this whenever we're in a phase of consolidation, right? We actually didn't even get it here. Back in January, we didn't even get it there. We got it here at the end, yes. Once we flipped, we were down, and then we started moving up. Here at the bottom of this consolidation phase, you know, yeah, I don't know. So who really knows? Either way, man, if this is the low, if it isn't the low, I would expect that we're going to be boring for the foreseeable future for the next like couple months or so, and I'll just end it with that. So at this point in time, if I had to say where I think the price is going to go, I'm convinced that we will go lower than this low, but we're very, very near our low. This really could suffice as a low, but I'm not convinced yet. I would happily be wrong, but I'm not convinced yet. Bitcoin Cash does normally find its low before Bitcoin. In this case, they would have found their low at the same time, and that happens too, but it's more common for BCH to bottom out first, so there's another thing going off of that relationship. And then also you got the cross of the ribbon, relative 618 being hit right here, high to low, that's your 618, you know. There are reasons, and the daily RSI looks terrible. There are reasons for me to believe that we're going lower, so I'm gonna stick to that, even though I will say this weekly look on the RSI, or on this ribbon, is really nice. And then also, what was it? Was it this move? Yeah, it was the overall, the cycle. That's a nice look off the 886. It really is. But time will tell. Time will tell. So I guess I got nothing else I want to say. If you guys like the video, hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more. Nice little reprieve from the downside, but I think we're about to promote lower prices. After all, we're up here right now. The ribbon is still postured to the downside. It's moving up, but we haven't flipped it yet, so we'll see. Time will tell. I think by the end of this weekend, we'll have a more solid outlook on what to expect next week. So take care. See you on the next one. Bye-bye.